Hey YouTube, Maddie's Daddy 12, Team JMT. I'm going to talk to you guys about YCS San Diego. Yeah. And while I do that, I'm going to change my tire because my tire blew earlier this morning, and as you can tell, I got a donut tire on there right now, so change me a tire. So we're going to serve two purposes today. I'm going to talk to you guys about YCS San Diego, and I'm also, in case you guys don't know, you're going to learn how to change a tire today too. So first thing we're going to do is bust the lug nuts loose. So YCS San Diego started off with, what was it, 6 rounds of battle pack, or was it 5 rounds? No,
it was 6.
It was 6 rounds. 6 rounds of battle pack sealed. So basically what that means is they were given 10 packs of battle pack and built a 30 card deck out of those 50 cards that they pulled. Whatever exceed cards you pulled out of that became your extra deck. Whatever cards weren't in your main deck or weren't in your extra deck were your side deck. One thing that I took from that, it's actually not that bad of a format to play in when you talk about the battle packs. I mean, really, the cards in the battle pack is not that great, but it's better than what it could be. I'm doing all kinds of multitasking right now because I'm changing a tire, making a video, and getting a phone call from the ex-wife. Okay, once you got the lug nuts loose, one thing my dad taught me whenever he was teaching me to change tires, you're going to slide this other tire up and under the van or car just in case it falls off the jack. It doesn't fall on your leg and break off a leg or something. So, one thing that I took from the battle pack part of the tournament was that if you guys look at the list of the top 32 that made it from the battle pack, you had Frazier Smith, Billy Brake had a great showing, Mike Steinman, I think's his name, he had another great showing in the battle pack part of the event. So I mean, it's obviously these guys are not pro just because they get their good cards from ARG. These guys are pro because they're actually good at this game. You can give them obscure cards like, hell, I don't even know. What are some of the obscure cards in that set? You know, you can give them obscure cards out of this thing, and they can win with Karan the Mage and Exarion Universe and that kind of stuff. You know, they're able to win with that stuff. You know, and I just feel like it's kind of crap though when you talk about the cards that are in the deck. But the fact that they're able to take those cards and still be competitive just kind of blows my mind, you know, because you would expect, I mean, this is like the most even playing field that we've ever had when it came to a YCS or when it came to any kind of the upper echelon events.
Well, you say even until someone pulls a Gores and a Graceful Charity.
Yeah, and that was another big thing about it too. Gores was an unanswerable card in that format. Hoban, Paul Hoban, I don't know whatever his name is.
I don't like that guy.
You don't like it? Anyway, he wrote an article about this event and was talking about how 1900 is kind of the magic number for that set. 1900 attack, 1900 defense seems to be just where it's all at. So when you got a monster like Gores, it's just kind of unfair, to be honest with you. I mean, if you get one Gores, or I don't know how true this is. I heard the guy that actually came in first out of the battle pack actually had 2 Gores. He had a star foil and a rare that he pulled, which seems completely unfair. I don't know how true that is. Like I said, I wasn't at the event, so I don't know what his actual deck was. So we take it to day 2, which became a constructed event, which was actually kind of cool because most of the time you take an event like Austin where half of the top 32 was Mermails. It kind of gave the players a chance to play some other stuff. Stuff like the Dino Fist. Fraser Smith made top 32 with that. I think, didn't Billy Brake miss 32?
He came in 34th.
He came in 34th?
Yep.
Oh. But he had Mermails. Jeff Jones had a unique build of mono Mermails. Played a Bistine.
The one that nobody plays?
Yeah, the one that nobody plays.
He played as a one of. He gave a really good reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, it opened up a lot of plays for him. So, I mean, he gave a really good reason for why. You guys should check out, I think Vexica666 has that deck profile. Check him out and check out that deck profile. Get Jeff Jones's reasonings behind some of those cards. But, I would hope what you guys have learned from this event would be that, again, Frog Monarchs make top. I think 2 of them were in the top 32, and one of them made top 8 or top 4 or something. Of course, Mono Mermail won again. Pretty well ensuring that, I mean, that's the best deck in the format. Even in an event dominated by Battle Pack, it's still the best card or the best deck in the format. Am I off the ground yet? No. I don't know, guys. I mean, I look at that, and what I learned from this event is that Fire Fist and Dino Rabbit both showed well. The Dino Fist, which is going to be a mixture of the two. Whoa, I about fell over there. They all showed well. But what I learned is that if you're going to run a control deck like either one of those two, you've got to have card D. If you're running anything with back row, you had card D. If you were running anything else, Mono Mermail or Frog Monarchs or anything else like that, you didn't run card D. Of course, you didn't run any back row either. But what I took from the event is that if you're going to run something control based, if you're going to run Dino Rabbit, if you're going to run basically any kind of a stun deck, you got to have card D. And something else that I learned from the event is that Mermails with any kind of a tech card is going to win an event. They're going to be good. It just seems unfair the way that Mermails can just go searching through their deck and grab anything and everything that they want or need at any given time, it seems. Alright, I feel like we're jacked up enough. So we're going to take these lug nuts off now. If they're loose enough, one of them's not. Alright, we're pulling these lug nuts off. I got one that's being stubborn. There we go. WD-40 on that or something. I posted on my Facebook page earlier this week that I was doing some general maintenance on my van, getting it ready for the Louisville Regional. A man of many talents. So, yeah, we're getting these lug nuts off. Once we get these lug nuts off, we're going to pull your tire off. Like I said, to prevent you from getting hurt, just in case the car does fall. Just in case the car does fall, you're pulling this tire out, putting that tire back and under there. If it does fall and you're not under it, I mean, that's the best scenario. If that does happen, then at least you have something that's the van's propped up on. You can get the jack up and under the van again and get it jacked back up. Alright, so now we're coming down here, and I'm not high enough yet to put the new tire on, or the non-flat used tire. So, come back down here and we'll jack it up just a little bit more. I thought we were high enough, but we're not. So let's talk some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Louisville Regional's coming up next weekend. I've got several decks built right now that I want to play. I've got Frognarks built. I really like Frognarks. Not a big fan of Lancer Frogs. Never really done much playtesting with it, but I do have Frognarks built. Kind of considering that. I've got Mono Mermails built, and I feel like, even though that's not really my play style, even though I like more control decks, I feel like you kind of have to play Mono Mermails if you have the deck. Got Dino Rabbit built. I really like Dino Rabbit. It's a lot more controlled in the game than what any other deck that I have built right now has. So I don't know, guys. I've got several options on what I want to play. Alright, so now I've got it high enough off the ground. All I'm wanting to do at this point is just line up the lug nuts and just slide this on. As you can tell, like right now, in order to do this, my leg's in under the van, which is another reason why you put that other tire in under there, because something happens to that jack and it tips. At least then it falls on that tire and it doesn't break your leg off. Like I mentioned before, that's not fun. Not that I've had it happen to me or anything, but... Alright, so now we are putting the lug nuts back on. I'm just putting them on finger tight. And what you'll notice is I'm putting them on across from each other. What that does kind of centers it up on there on the center cap a little bit better. Also, it gets the lug nuts in the holes a little bit more centered too, as opposed to getting them all cross thread and whatnot. I don't know if you guys like this. Maybe I'll have a Yu-Gi-Oh baking video next. You guys want to bake a cake with me? Tyler says no. Tyler Coombs is my cameraman today. He's a, I guess a returning player. I don't know that you ever really quit. You always played on DN.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's kind of a returning player, I guess. I'm off the ground right now, so my tire's loose. I'm just going to tighten it up just a little bit. We're not tightening it up real tight, because if I was to try to torque this down real hard, it's definitely going to tip this van right now. So we're not wanting to do that right now. So I'm just going to tighten it up just a little bit, just to keep the tire on there good. Once we get the van down again, we'll tighten them up. So yeah, the Louisville Regional, I don't know. I feel like I need to run Mono Mermails just because I have the deck. I also feel like I want to run Dino Rabbit just because it's kind of more my play style. It's more control than anything else that I have built. So I feel like it's kind of what I should be running. But I don't know. Another factor in that is I don't have any Car Ds. So I do have some answers for that. I've got some pretty nice text in my Dino Rabbit. At least cards that I like. Hopefully I'll make up my mind in a couple days, because I've got deck profiles of my Mono Mermail build, and I have deck profiles of my Dino Rabbit. So if I make up my mind on what I want to play, I'll get you guys some deck profiles up. Alright. Once we get this jack down, I'll show you guys basically how to tighten up the lug bolts and why you do that when the van's down as opposed to when the van's up. Comment down below and tell me if any of you guys actually needed this lesson. Did any of you guys need the lesson on how to change a tire? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many dads. I mean, I've gotten out here with my son Jaden, and and no, he's not named after that Jaden. But I came out here with Jaden, and I taught him how to change a tire. He's 9. So yeah, my son can actually change a tire. Of course, he's not really strong enough to actually put the tire on the van. He can pick up a donut. He's been doing some jiu-jitsu, so he's kind of strong.
I think you can pick up a donut too.
I've picked up several donuts in my life. well, I guess some terminology. The small spare tires are referred to as donuts.
Or spare tires.
Or spare tires. But we're country folk around here. We call them donuts. I don't know why, because it doesn't really look like a donut, other than just being a small tire. What else went on in the Columbus Regional? The Columbus Regional was this weekend also, which I actually found pretty interesting because it was 480, 490 players, which is rather large for this area. I know there's been some larger regionals other places. I know California gets 700-800 players in theirs, but a 500 player regional in this area is actually pretty impressive. And John Newcomb of Team JMT was able to go and competed in that one. He didn't do too awful bad. It was he played a deck that we actually threw together about 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour before he actually left to go to the event. He got, I posted that on Facebook too. I forgot what place he got.
94th?
94th?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, he made it in the top 5th of the field. So it's not bad, I guess, with a deck that he had no play testing with, and we built literally just a couple hours before he left. But what caught my attention from that event was the fact that Chaos Dragons went 8-1, and then also won their top 8 match. One of the guys from the Lexington area, Chester, he topped his first regional. I believe it was his first regional top with Chaos Dragons. We had another guy, Jeremy Aubrey, I believe is his name. Another guy from the Lexington area, which isn't that far from Owensboro, that topped with Chaos Agents. So Chaos Dragons and Chaos Agents both topped at that regional, so that was interesting. But John doing well with the deck that he built. I can't tell you guys what he played because he's considering playing it again in Louisville, so I don't want to give it away. He's one of those guys that's kind of secretive about what he plays. He wants to have the element of surprise. Is it just me, or does it seem like this whole video has been me jacking up the van and unjacking the van?
That's all it is.
That's all it is. And honestly, that's all it is to changing a tire, really. If you can work a car jack, you can jack up a car.
You just need one that you can push a lever up and down.
I do. I need one of the easier ones. I don't know why this van doesn't have one of the easier jacks. All right, so now you just come over here, and the reason you want to do this when the van is on the ground, break the lug nuts loose and tighten them down. The reason you want to do this when they're on the ground is because when it's in the air, one, you risk tipping over the jack and the van falling to the ground or the car falling to the ground, which sucks. I haven't had it fall on me, but I've had it fall before. And yeah, it sucks. It's not fun at all. I probably want to go the other way. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? All right. And again, we're just going to go across from the lug nut that we're working on. So we're going to tighten this one up, and then I'm going to go across the tire to one across from it, tighten it down. So yeah, that's what's been going on in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh this past weekend. And there you go, guys. That's how you change a tire. So Louisville Regional. Now that I've got a new tire on this thing, we'll probably be taking the van. Be able to take a couple more members of the team and head up that way. So there you go, guys. There's my thoughts on the battle pack, the YCS battle pack tournament, and the YCS San Diego in general. Gives you guys an idea of what happened at the Columbus Regional this past weekend. You guys also got a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to be playing next week at the Louisville Regional. So I appreciate it. Subscribe, comment down below, show us how much you love us.